Но, тем не менее, для России сейчас время военное.
Nevertheless, it is a wartime for Russia now. NATO says that the bloc should be ready for war with Russia in the next 5 to 7 years. Practical preparations for that are underway. The conscription system has been changed, and Andriy Belousov spoke about that at the expanded board meeting of the Russian Defense Ministry on Monday. He said that in 10 days, there should be 100,000 NATO soldiers near Russia's borders, 300,000 soldiers in 30 days, and 800,000 in 180 days. NATO plans to deploy medium-range missiles to Germany in 2026, despite Putin's warning that Russia will not do so unless NATO does. Defense Minister of Russia Andriy Belousov said at an expanded Defense Ministry board meeting in the presence of the President on Monday that Russia should be ready for war with NATO in the next decade. What will this mean for allied relations between Azerbaijan and Russia?
I would like to express hope that things will not reach the point of a clear confrontation between NATO and Russia. First of all, because everyone understands the catastrophic consequences of this for the whole world, for all countries, and of course, for countries bordering the region. Secondly, I do hope that the change of administration in the United States will also usher changes in foreign policy objectives. The experience of Mr. Trump's first presidential term, as well as the statements made by him and members of his team during and after the election campaign, allow us some hope. Therefore, imagining a scenario in which NATO and Russia will engage in a hot war would be tantamount to imagining a global apocalypse. It is clear that there will be no winners in this war, and no countries, even those located far away from the NATO region or Russian territory, will feel safe. I do believe that there is enough political wisdom in Washington, Moscow, and other capitals to prevent such a nightmare scenario from materializing. As for Azerbaijan's commitments, we treat all our commitments as responsibly as possible, and we will continue to do the same. I think that Azerbaijan can also contribute to the cause of détente, a slightly forgotten word. I believe that this word is in demand in the international lexicon these days, and I hope it will be used, due to the peculiarities of Azerbaijan's foreign policy, and the fact that Azerbaijan is perceived as an absolutely independent player, both in the West and in the East, a country pursuing an independent foreign policy, and also due to the fact that it is the only country that is an ally of Russia, and at the same time, an ally of Turkey, a NATO member. There is no other such country in the world. So, if we go further down the logical chain of our commitments, we have a diversified network of allied commitments, and we will naturally proceed from the real situation on the ground. I want to say again that at some stage, Azerbaijan's efforts may prove to be in demand. A series of meetings were held here at the level of the Chief of General Staff of the Russian Army and the Chief of NATO Military Committee. The top brass of the United States and Russia have also met in Baku. After all, Baku was not chosen by chance. There are not too many countries that enjoy the trust of the West, Russia, and the East. And there are not too many countries that are not biased by formal or informal membership in some military and political structures. Therefore, should there be such a need, we are ready to make our contribution to diffusing tensions.